Good morning everyone. My name is Ainis Akilah binti Syafiin from Group 3 and today I will present a critical review of the article Activity Based Costing ABC in the manufacturing industry, a literature review by Abdul Malik Marwan, M. Said and colleague, published in 2023. The manufacturing sector is a cornerstone of economic growth and development in many countries, encompassing diverse industries such as textile, electronic, pharmaceutical, and construction material. As the competition intensive and overhead costs rise, manufacturing firms are compelled to seek more accurate and effective way like activity-based costing that is emerged in the late 1980s as a response to the limitation of traditional costing system. Traditional costing system often allocate overhead costs, leading to the distorted product cost and suboptimal managerial decision. ABC, in contrast, assign costs to product based on the actual activities and resources consumed during production. By tracing overhead costs to specific activities and then to product using relevant cost drivers, ABC provide more accurate picture of product profitability and resources utilization. The article emphasized that ABC is not only a tool for cost allocation but also a strategic management approach. It enables organizations to identify non-value-added activities, streamline operation, and improve decision-making related to pricing, product mix, and process improvement. The article main finding can be grouped into three categories: benefit of ABC, challenge of adoption, and international perspective. Benefit of ABC is accurate cost. ABC allow firm to determine the true cost of product by considering all relevant activities and resources. It also improves pricing and profitability with more accurate cost information. Manager can set price that reflect actual cost, leading to better profitability. And cost reduction and productivity. By identifying and eliminating non-value-added activities, ABC help reduce unnecessary costs and improve productivity. It also enhances decision-making. ABC provide detailed cost data and support strategic decision on product needs, process improvement, and resources allocation. Quality improvement. The focus on activities and process often lead to improvement in product quality and customer satisfaction. However, ABC also face several barriers like lack of information and understanding. Many firms lack the necessary knowledge and expertise to implement ABC effectively. It's also high implementation costs. The initial investment in software training and process redesign can be prohibited, especially for small and medium-sized enterprise. Resistant to changes. Employees and managers may resist adoptive new system due to inertia or fear of increasing workload. Technologies constraint also a disadvantage of ABC, where the system of outdated information system and lack of integration with existing technologies can hinder ABC implementation. For international perspective, the article provides a comparative analysis of ABC adoption across the different countries. For example, adoption rates are higher in some countries such as Nigeria and Bangladesh due to growing awareness and competitive pressure, while in others like Jordan, adoption remains limited due to organization and contextual factors. The review underscores the importance of management support, employee training, and technological readiness in facility of successful ABC implementation. The article shines light in comprehensive coverage of recent literature in its balanced discussion of both the advantage and challenge of ABC. By synthesized findings from multiple studies, the author provides a holistic view of the current state of ABC in manufacturing. However, it relies mostly on the secondary data and could benefit from more real-world case studies and deeper analysis of how to overcome implementation barrier. In conclusion, activity-based costing is a valuable tool for manufacturers aiming to stay competitive in today's market. While it offers many benefits, successful adoption requires investment in training, technology, and change management. This article suggests that more research and practical guidance are needed to help companies fully realize the advantage of ABC.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharifah Fakir Husna. My metric number is 306996 and I'll be discussing the second article titled Factors Influencing the Implementations of Activity-Based Costing in Malaysian SMEs. This article explores the internal and external factors that affect ABC adoption. The authors use a quantitative method collecting survey data from 110 Malaysian SMEs. The study found that companies with cost-saving goals, a positive attitude toward accounting innovation, and supportive external environments were more likely to adopt ABC. Company size and IT capability also played a role. What stood out to me was that attitude and perception can significantly impact whether ABC is seen as a valuable tool. Even if the company has the resources, a negative mindset can block adoption. This article supports the idea that for ABC to succeed in manufacturing SMEs, managers must believe in its benefits and prepare their teams for change. Okay. I'll explain the 4 factors influencing the implementations of activity-based costing. So for the first factors is external environment. External environment played an important role in encouraging SMEs in the economy because they face similar forms of complexity and may be prone to failures. Okay. The other factors is user attitude. Some of the user may have inconsistent opinions, lack of education and awareness. With the government support and training, the user attitude toward the implementations on ABC become positive. The third factor is company size. Larger firms may have greater resource when company becomes bigger. There would be greater amounts of information to be handled if the company have greater resources. It can lead to an effective use of ABC. Okay, lastly, cost-saving mechanism. The use of the ABC system has allowed SMEs to achieve cost saving.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Aisha binti Zaini, matrix number 307036 from Group 3. Today, we will explore about the implementation of activity-based costing, also known as ABC, within Malaysian small and medium-sized enterprise or SME. This is based on a research published in Advanced Science Letters by Kamillah Ahmad, Nyoh Wan Teng, and Shafi'i Muhammad Zabri from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. To begin with, despite ABC's potential for accurate cost control and decision-making, its adoption in SME remains limited. This encouraged the authors to fill the gap in research by investigating the rate of adoption, success factors, and barriers to implementation in Malaysia manufacturing SMEs. So, a questionnaire was distributed to manufacturing SMEs and 108 responses were collected. The survey focused on ABC usage, company characteristics, and perceived benefits, also implementation challenges. Key findings in these articles are only 17 of the SME surveyed had adopted the ABC system. Most of them were still in the adaptation phase, where training is ongoing and the system is being fine-tuned. There are two main drivers that encourage the ABC implementation. The first one is complexity of the manufacturing environment, such as diverse product lines and production processes. Next is top management support, including active involvement and resource allocation. Now, moving to barriers to adoption. The major reasons for non-adoption include high implementation costs, lack of expertise, time-consuming, and complex nature, as well as satisfaction with existing cost system. To conclude, ABC remains underutilized in Malaysian SMEs due to resource constraint, system complexity, and organizational resistance. However, in environments with high manufacturing complexity and strong leadership support, ABC can serve as a powerful strategic tool.
Good day everyone, I am Nur Ali Sofia binti Buang, metric number 306977. I am pleased to present a comprehensive discussion on the application of the activity-based costing in the manufacturing industry. So today's presentation will focus on a case study that conducted in an electronic manufacturing company in Pahang, Malaysia. So cost accounting has evolved significantly since the 1960s. So traditional cost accounting, TCA, was initially sufficient for cost allocation. However, manufacturing process become more complex. So overhead costs increased dramatically. So leading to the inaccurate cost distribution, ABC was introduced to respond to this challenge. So providing more refined method and identifying allocating costs based on the actual resource consumption. ABC is a costing methodology that assigns costs based on the actual activity rather than volume-based allocation. This ensures a greater accuracy in cost identification that making it a powerful tool for financial decision-making. Key step for the ABC implementation, that the ABC consists of 4 fundamental steps. For the first step, that is identifying activities, that the first step is to determine all the activities involved in the manufacturing process. And for example, that every workstation such as welding, epoxy application, soldering, and others are categorized as individual activities. But for the second step, that is assigning resource cost to the activities. That is, once activities are identified, resource costs need to be allocated. For example, that is, resources cost needs included labor, maintenance, materials, and consumables. For the third step, that is determining cost drivers. That cost drivers are the factors that influence the cost of an activity. That a company must analyze, select the appropriate cost driver that the most directly impact each of the activities in expense. For examples, that epoxy application uses the cost drivers, that is amount of the epoxy used. For the last step, that is distributing costs to the outputs, that is product. For the last step involves the allocating costs to each product based on the activities performed. That this step helps to determine the actual unit cost, making cost forecasting more precise. For this third slide, there is time utilization analysis. that epoxy application consume the highest percentage of the production time, that is 44.04%, for winding workstation follows up, taking up the 60.56% of the total times. For assembly one is another significant time consuming workstation at 14.06%, and for the oven current and the boundary inspection require at least the 0.64% each. Why time utilization is a matter in the ABC? Because time spent directly influences the labor cost and impacts the resources in allocation. And also, activities with the high time consumption be optimized to reduce the overhead cost. Also, the efficient time management ensure the better workflow and reducing bottlenecks in the production. Next is forecasting production costs. That is critical aspect of the cost management manufacturing. With the ABC, business can accurately predict the future expense based on the demand fluctuation, resource utilization, and the efficiency improvement. Based on the article, that is, if demand increased by 10%, production are expected to be rise by 4,160,640 ringgit 85 cents. And the unit product cost that is forecasted to be 79 cents per magnetic inductors. And cost increase proportionally due to the same product method, that is labor hour and machine usage being maintained. The company uses activity-based costing, but it lacks detailed identification of the cost driver. So the implementation of the ABC improved the accuracy by the assigning cost directly to the cost driver instead of the general allocation. Also providing greater transparency in overhead distribution and enhancing decision-making for the better financial control. So finding from the cost comparison from the ABC and existing company cost structure that the company current approach uses a cycle time-based calculation for determining the product cost. And ABC identifies that cost driver across the workstation that resulting in more precise overhead distribution. Also, ABC helped to manufacture forecast expense with the real-time financial insights. So the case of the study showed that epoxy application, the higher cost driver and the was not implicitly identified in the true company's existing costing structure.